Hi, everybody. This is Miriam from Freelance and Marketing. I scheduled a live to appear today at 2 p.m. to talk about some important copyright updates that happened a couple of days ago on March 4th, to be exact. Give me just a quick second. I'm running a little bit behind. I created a guide for you that you can get access to and basically get a lot of information on copyrights, what to do, how to do it, as well as what the updates are and how they're gonna kind of affect you as an online entrepreneur or a blogger or a course creator. Uh, this guide, I literally just created it and I'm making my, okay, you know what? I'll put the link later so you can come back to this video and watch it, do sort of like a replay, and you'll see the link in the description bar. I'll also put the link in my website and you can go on there and get access to it. Um, 1 second. Okay, there you are. Okay. So if you're following me, then you know that I'm a blogger, an online marketing blogger. I talk about like email list building. I talk about blogging legally and freelance writing. So a few sub niches that belong to a general niche of online marketing, basically. And recently, I've been publishing a lot of legal posts. You know that I have a template shop on my website where you can go and get all the necessary website policies and other agreements, and contracts that you might need as a blogger or as an online entrepreneur. And recently, I also launched my one-on-one consultation service. So if you need a consultation regarding a legal matter for your blog, such as copyright issues, or GDPR compliance or anything like that, you can go ahead and book me for either 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or a 60-minute session. My prices are extremely reasonable as of right now, so you can go ahead and check it out. Whoa, okay. My hair looks all over the place. As I said, it's been a rough morning. Okay, so the update that I wanted to give you regarding copyright. First of all, just a quick background on copyright itself. So, in the United States, at the very least, when you, as the original owner of the work, create your copyright and publish it on a tangible medium, you have copyright protection from the moment your work is published. Now, tangible medium can mean like publishing it as a book, as an ebook. It can mean music production, sound production, any kind of literary work that is out there. Okay, it can mean statues, architecture, certain designs, but not everything because some designs will be covered under trademarks and then only a select few will be under copyrights. But in any case, you have copyright protection basically from the moment your work is created. And it is up to you whether you want to put the copyright notice on your website or on your work, that the symbol C in the circle, as in that means copyright, which is followed by the date of the first publication and then the name of the owner of the copyright holder. It's not necessary anymore in the United States, but it serves as a good kind of precautionary notice to other people if they want to infringe your work, meaning illegally use your work or make it appear as if it's theirs. So then if they do that, you have a better chance of proving that they've done it intentionally, knowingly, because they know that the copyright notice is there and they still did it. In any case, however, if under this is the law as it has been up to 2 days ago, okay, and if you wanted to file a lawsuit against someone who's infringed on your work, let's say you've done everything you were supposed to do, you sent letters, demand letters, nothing worked. This person is still using your work. They're not compensating you for the time that they've used your work, so you want to bring a lawsuit against them. So what you could do is, if you haven't officially registered your copyright, you could file an application with the U.S. Copyright Office and go to court and file for an injunction or a TRO, as in temporary restraining order. And what the injunction is, it's a court order asking that person who's infringing on your work to stop doing what they're doing. And then after that, you could go ahead and file your copyright lawsuit in a federal district court. Doesn't matter how long the process took, you had an injunction in place, which means that person couldn't use your work anymore. So whatever the result was, it might take a year, it might take 2 years, but at the very least, you could put a stop to their illegal use for the time being. However, circuits in the United States, the circuit courts, which are sort of like the highest courts that are immediately below the US Supreme Court, have been divided on the definition of registered work, right? So some circuits allowed you to file a lawsuit if you have filed an application with the US Copyright Office and your application did not have to be decided already. It could have been pending, but as long as you filed an application, it was considered enough for you to be able to file a lawsuit. However, other circuits said no. Registered means that the Copyright Office has already made a decision on your application, that they have officially processed and registered your copyright. That's the time that you can bring a lawsuit. So we had these two kind of divided opinions on what the definition of registered work meant. 2 days ago, or 3 days ago as of today, the US Supreme Court decided two copyright cases. That hasn't happened in a very long time. There haven't been a copyright case for a while at the Supreme Court. So this was the first in a while. And one of the cases in which they delivered a unanimous decision, which is changing a lot of things for you, for me, for other online entrepreneurs, is they clearly defined what they meant by registered. So now different circuits cannot have different approaches to it. The US Supreme Court held that a work is considered registered not when the application is pending, but when the US Copyright Office actually processes and registers your copyright. So what this means is that you can no longer file an application and go to court to seek an injunction. If you haven't previously registered your work, you have to file an application, and if you're tight on money, you don't have money to pay expedited fees, which are around $800 in order for the Copyright Office to process your application within 2 to 3 weeks, and you file the regular way, either through the mail or online, and you pay roughly $55. That process can take months. So it would take months until the Copyright Office officially registers your work. Now, what does it mean for you? All right? If this is you and you have an amazing content, whether it's an online course, whether it's a really great blog post, or email course, or anything like that, or music, a book, an ebook, a guide, whatever you make that you copyright, whatever is valuable for you. And let's say you haven't bothered to register that work previously, and you find out that somebody has been infringing on your work and benefiting from it, right? You have sent them a demand letter, you have sent a cease and desist letter, and nothing's working. This person just won't stop. So you decide to register your work in order to be able to file a lawsuit against them. However, you cannot file for injunction and make them stop or have the court order them to stop, because you need to wait until the US Copyright Office processes your application. So that can be months, anywhere from 2 to 4 or even more months, right? So during all that time, this person is using your copyrighted material. They're using your work, benefiting from your work, and you're losing money, prospects, time, and your work is getting devalued. Even if you could afford to pay the $800 for expedited processing, it still takes 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks is plenty of time for an online entrepreneur to make or lose a lot of money, right? Imagine a scenario where you're making a really amazing course. You've marketed this heavily on Facebook, other social medias, through paid ads. You're selling this course for maybe $250, and you had a lot of people waiting for that course, or at least a lot of people interested in that course. And then this other person comes along and they infringe on your work. They start to illegally use your work and they market it as their own. And instead of selling it for $250, they're selling it for $100. What happens? Now, all these people that were going to buy from you go and buy from this other person because obviously he or she is selling it at a much cheaper price. You know, you're not crazy to pay more for something if you can get it for less. You lose customers, you lose email list subscribers because those people, at least some of them would have been your email list members. You lose profit and your reputation is tarnished now. And this other person is benefiting, right? Like 2 to 3 weeks is plenty of time to make good amount of money as an online entrepreneur. So what's your take from all of this? What can you do? One thing that you should do from now on is do not adopt the wait and see approach. You can't afford to do that anymore. So the moment you create a work, if it's valuable for you, if you don't want other people to infringe on that work, to use it, to benefit from it, if you want to own the copyright to that work, file your copyright registration application from the very beginning. The chances are very little that as soon as you create something, it will be infringed. It usually takes some time until it's out there. People find out about it, but you have better chances of copywriting it from the very beginning so that you can file a claim if the need ever arises. Moreover, if you have a copyright protection from the very beginning, or at least within the first 3 to 5 months of publishing your work, you can get more compensation in a lawsuit than without it. So this was the update that happened in the copyright law field. If you're interested, if you have more questions or you need clarification on it, feel free to reach out to me. I am going to put the link with my freebie guide for copyright, explaining everything in much more detail, kind of laying down the foundation of copyright, what it is, what it isn't, what it covers and it doesn't, give you some hypotheticals and all of that good stuff. I promise you, you want to get this guide because you might, refer back to this at all times when you need a copyright explanation. I will put the link in a description bar. You can come back to this video or you can email me or Facebook message me if you want this guide and I'll send it your way after this video. I just didn't have time to upload it to my system right now because I literally finished writing it right before I clicked on go live. So that's it. If you have questions, reach out. And once again, I do offer one-on-one coaching and consulting services for all your legal needs if they have to do with your blog or website. So reach out, book your session if you need a more personalized time to answer your questions. Hope this was helpful and give likes and shares to this video so that a lot of people can see this and benefit from this information. Have a great day. Bye-bye.